Hey everyone, this is Sam, the Frugal Hugel gardener. I'm outside first thing in the morning wearing my flannel shirt that's lined because it is in the 50s, so I'm a little chilly out here this morning. I'm in zone 9A in Florida, and yes, it is chilly. Boy, I hope we don't have a hard freeze this winter because I have a lot of racks in all different stages on a lot of my banana plants, and I don't want them to get hit by a freeze. However, with that said, I'm outside doing my first thing in the morning banana walk just after I let my chickens out into the run. And I have a nice rack over here. Not a huge rack, but a nice rack. The bananas are nice and plump, and I need to go ahead and harvest it. And as you can see, this one is up high. The stalk is higher than I can reach. So I'm going to show you how to bring the banana rack down to you so you don't have to swing your machete up and have that rack fall on the ground and bruise and damage your bananas. Plus, I have another rack over here that I'm going to show you. Okay, so I've been watching this rack over here. It's ready to harvest. And look at this, right on the rack, this banana is just laying there. The weight of it, and these are feeling good, but the weight of the banana went ahead and pulled it down, so you know this one's ready to harvest. And these right here are nice and edible. So I think since this is hanging, some of these I'm going to go ahead and take off some fingers. But this rack is up nice and high too, and I don't want to whack it down because the shaking will make these fall. So I want to bring this one down too. But before I go ahead and tackle this, I'm going to take a walk around and see if there's any other ones ripening, and I'm going to get back to this one. I'm just going to tuck this banana up just like that so it don't fall on the ground. So with that said, let's go check out and see if there's any other ones around the property, because who knows what you're going to find when you walk around. Okay, so I came over to check out some bananas over here, and look at this. I noticed a really nice big fat banana plant came down. There was no reason for me to prop this one up because there's not a rack on it. This one had a rack. There's some other racks up there. This one's nice and secured. But this banana plant had nothing on it. So I'm going to go ahead and chop these leaves off and feed them to my chickens. So you never know, sometimes the weight of the racks pull them down, but I support them. But look at that, there's a nice big thick based banana plant that snapped at the base and came down. Go figure. Okay, so this is the rack of the one that came down on the fence the other day. It's probably about 2 videos before this video. It seems healthy. It seems like it's living. Remember, it was uprooted. I had to put it back down, compost and everything on it. I think it's going to live. Okay, so I'm passing up some of my Mexican sunflowers that I chop and drop and use for fertilizer. The fragrance is unbelievable. Now this is a low plant here, but I have high ones I can't reach. But I love the smell of them. Here's some other ones I just had to stop. I just love the fragrance. And yes, I am a manly macho man, but hey, I still love things that smell good. Woo, gonna bring some in and put it on my kitchen table after the sun dries them off a little bit. Got some nice blossoms on my loquats. And there's a pollinator right in there. It's cold out, so it's kind of not moving around. But my blossoms are opening up, so these are all going to be loquats. See what I mean about Mexican sunflower? Look how high they are. They're about 15 feet plus in the air. Here's a below shot. Since the weather's getting cool, pretty soon it's going to be time for me to harvest some sugarcane. I can hardly wait. I cut them up, slice them up, put them in your mouth and chew on them. Ooh, as sweet as can be. But the time to harvest these are when we have cooler weather. So I'm going to wait until we're going to have a first frost or a first hard freeze, and I'll harvest them. Okay, so I just want to show you something right down here. Look at this. This was just piles of arborist chips, and now look at that. Beautiful, beautiful dirt. Look at that. This is beautiful. So anytime I want to pot up some plants, I come over here and I dig some of that up. This whole area is just pure composted chips. Beautiful for planting in. This whole area is going to be tropical and fruit trees eventually. Now from the ground up, that's probably about 2 foot of pure compost down here. Truckloads of it. Try to go to a big box store and purchase a little bag, and you'll know how much all of this is worth. Okay, so I just walked around the property, and those are the only 2 racks that are ripe for me to harvest. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and chop this up and give the leaves to my chickens and show you how thick the base was. Okay, so here you go. Look how wide that base is. And it still snapped and came down. Okay, so all these leaves look great. So let's go ahead and feed them to my chickens. As you can see, boy, they sure do love those banana leaves. Okay, so as you know, I don't waste anything around here. I had some bad luck. The banana plant came down. A new sucker is going to take its place, and it's going to shoot out a bud in the spring, so I'm okay with that. Meanwhile, look at this. I'm not wasting it. My chickens love it. They're getting some nutrients this morning from banana leaves. Hey, it's a win-win, even when you have something like a banana plant come down. Okay, let's go harvest. Okay, as you can see, this banana rack is up high. I don't want to cut the stalk and have it fall. I don't want to get up on a ladder and try to hold it. You could fall off the ladder. I'm going to remove this brace. You can see I loosened up the brace and it came down even more, but watch this. This is the easy way to harvest a banana rack. Bring the rack down to you. Utilize your support so it don't come down, plus hold it with your hand. Okay, so the support was there so it didn't come down hard. Now I'm bringing it down with my hand. Okay, I removed these so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut the stalk. It's already on the ground, so it's not going to fall. So I'm going to cut the stalk right here. Okay, here's my harvest. As you can see, some of the bananas are splitting at the node. So this was the right way to harvest this rack. That way it didn't accidentally go to the ground and you lose some banana fingers. Okay, so now with that said, I want to take the rest of this down. Okay, so I don't want to use the machete. There's no room to swing and there's no cutting power. So this is my favorite tool to saw. So I'm going to take the rest of this down. Now I don't want it to fall on those suckers there, so I cut it just to bring it a little bit. Now I got to get it up and over. Okay, so there's a sucker there and a sucker there, and I did not hit it. And I have these on the ground, so now I could chop them up and then put them under the plant. Let me go wash off my hands, I'm all sticky. Okay, so as you can see, I got my rack on the ground. It's gonna stay there until I harvest the other one, and these are gonna go in the house and I can finish ripening them up. And these are ready to eat right now. I have these. I'm going to come back and chop them up and get that leaf. And these leaves are going to the chickens. So with that said, let's go harvest that other rack. Okay, so same thing with this rack. I don't want to go ahead and cut the rack off and have it go down because it's heavy. So I'm going to remove or loosen up my supports. Okay, you can see, look, it came down a little bit. This plant is holding it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it and bring it down to the ground. Okay, so I sliced it about halfway through. I'm righty, so excuse me. But I'm going to hold this up. Okay, I got rid of the support. And real gently, I put that down to the ground. Okay, I removed these leaves so you can see what I'm going to do. Now, as you can see, just the weight of the banana, as I showed you before, pulled it down. And there's some other ones that are probably going to do that. But by me bringing that down nice and gentle, a lot of them didn't come off. So of course, this is off the plant. Now this one's pretty firm. There's a little bit of squeeze to it. Okay, so when this is up, I like to do a squeeze test. Now I can squeeze a little bit, but it's not as soft as I like, but first thing in the morning, letting my chickens out, doing my banana walk, harvesting some racks right off of the plant. One separated. Of course I'm going to eat it. I'm sorry, but I have to. I love a banana right off of the plant. You cannot get this in the store, because for it to get to the store, they have to harvest them when they're green, wash them, pack them up, ship them in the refrigerator at the store, then they put it on the shelf. This is ripe right off of the plant. It does not get any better than this. Okay, my chickens are gonna get that, but I'm just gonna throw it over there for now. Let's go on and finish the harvest. Okay, these are for my chickens. So now, let me go ahead and remove this. Now when I set that down, the yellow ones were up, the green ones were on the bottom, because I didn't want to crush them. Okay, so this freed up my supports. I'm gonna go ahead and support up some other banana plants. So now I can bring this rack inside. I'm gonna set it on cardboard, drape a towel over it. I'm gonna get that other rack, bring it inside, place it on cardboard, drape a towel over it. Now when you drape a towel over it, use an old one because the sap's gonna get on it. But what that's gonna do, it's gonna let the gases come up in the towel and ripen these, but also it's gonna let moisture escape. If you put plastic over it, chances are you're gonna get condensation and mold on your bananas, and you don't want that. Okay, so if you wanna see me go ahead and place it on the cardboard and drape a towel over it, stick around, that's gonna be my bonus footage. So in the meantime, hey, this is Sam the Frugal Hugel Gardener. I hope you enjoyed my little video on harvesting 2 racks of bananas the easy way. If I would have had to get up on a ladder, that would not be easy. If I would have reached my hand up and cut the stalk, it would have dropped. I would have ruined and squashed some of these. So the easy way is to keep the brace there, slice it, bring it down to the ground gently, and then harvest it. It's a no-brainer. So hey, if you like my video, give me a like, give me a share. Come on over to my banana group. It's a fun place. You should at least check it out. The link is down in the video description. Just click on it, it'll take you there. I'm sure you're gonna love the group. You search in the internet for banana videos, banana harvesting videos, separation, all that stuff, which I do. But on the group, you get to see what other people are doing, what they're chatting about. You get to interact. Put a post for help. Put a post, show your videos, show your photos. Hey, it's a group. It's fun. Hope to see you there. Okay, so before I bring those in, I need to make some room. So these here are looking pretty ripe. These got one more day to go. These are ready now, so these could be removed. So now I'm going to set 1 and 2 right over here. There goes a spider. So let me go get them. Okay, so there's 1. Okay, so here's 2 racks, and another one fell as I was carrying it in, and some other ones shifted. If there's a slit, like right over here on this one, I just go ahead and remove them if they're that soft, and I'll put them in the refrigerator. They'll sit on a tray in the refrigerator for a couple days. They'll get softer, and they'll even get a little gushy if you want. And then I slice them and I put them in my cereal. I love them that way. The softer these are, the more sugar content it has in it. Because remember, the starch is in the banana, and the starch turns into sugar the more it sits. So, and that's why when they ripen, it's turning the starch into sugar, and it's going to be as sweet a banana. Now, I'm still under the belief that there's liquid in this stalk, and that liquid is still supplying these bananas with fluid. Whether or not it goes to still create some starch for a day or two, or just liquid, by leaving it on the stalk, in either case, it takes a little longer for these green to turn yellow, which is good. When you go ahead and remove the hands and set them down flat, you know, the commercial growers, they all dehand them, they soak them, and then they pack them and ship them green. So if you leave them on the stalk, they take longer to yellow, which means the starch is converting into sugar inside the banana. So if it takes longer, that starch has more time to convert. That's my belief. And if they go ahead and yellow quicker, if you dehand it and put it on cardboard, that starch does convert into sugar, but I'm not so sure that the starch fully converts into sugar, because if it goes slower, it has all that extra time to convert to make a sweeter banana. That's not scientific, that's just what I found when I did a taste test and what I find when I leave them on the racks. Now, I also leave them on the rack because look, I got this one here and this one here, and I can set 4 more over here. If I dehand them and lay them down, they take up more space. So this takes up less real estate. So, let me show you what I made last night. You know, everybody wants to know what I do with my bananas. Well, I peel them when they're ripe. I put them on parchment paper and I put them in the freezer. Then I take them off of the parchment paper the next day after they freeze, and I put them in gallon bags. And then I take them and I put them in my chest freezer, and I'll have stacks and stacks and stacks of them. And I'll show you that in a second. But also, first off, I love these. These are reusable. They're silicone. I love them. And I make banana bread or banana muffins. I put nuts in them and stuff, and I love my banana muffins. But I also make banana bread, and I go ahead, when they're frozen, I put them in shakes. You don't need any ice, just put the frozen banana in the shake. I use vanilla soy milk. I love it. And that makes a great shake. At times, I'll put a little bit of peanut butter in it. That makes a great shake. And then also, I'll lay them on the counter. As soon as they get soft enough, I'll slice them. And then I'll go ahead and fry them. I put some recipes in the file section of our club. So you can download that anytime and see my recipes. But let me show you what they look like in the freezer, on the parchment paper and in the gallon bags. Okay, well, I have muffins. Okay, these are in gallon bags. And right over here, I have bananas freezing. These are good enough to put in gallon bags now. And I let these get extra soft because that's how I like them. Okay, and then I have a chest freezer. And as you can see, I just stack them up and stack them up. And this is where I store them. They stay better in a chest freezer. So these can sit here for up to a year or longer. They'll still look like that. And they'll still be good to use. Okay, so now back to the bananas. Since these two came off, those are going in my refrigerator. Now what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to take a towel. I'm just going to throw a towel over it. And if you notice, my towels are stained, so don't use a fresh towel. Use an older towel that you don't mind stains on. So you cover them up and they're going to start ripening. Then you lift it up, the yellow ones, you give it a little squeeze test. When this is squeezable just a little bit, it's time to use them. But what I like doing is I like letting them get a little softer. Over time, you'll know by the feel. So I let them get a little softer. And then I dehand them, I peel them, I put them on parchment paper, and I'll freeze them. And then I'll put them in gallon bags and save them. Because the softer they get, the sweeter they're going to get. So when I make bread, or if I fry them, or I go ahead and put them in my shakes, I love them when they're sweet. And I've been posting some videos of real soft ones. I've been cutting them up and putting them in my cereal. Now let me tell you something. If this here's a little soft right now, if you cut this banana, it's going to be perfectly cut, firm, it tastes good in your cereal. But if you let it get a little mushy and you slice it, and you put in your cereal, and it's a little mushy, the banana slices, let me tell you something. It's going to be a party in your mouth. They take a noticeably difference. They taste so much better. The sugar is just so much more sugary when they're on the soft side. Anyway, that's my taste buds. So hey, this is Sam the Frugal Hugel Gardener. I hope you enjoyed my bonus footage. Give me a like, give me a share. Come on over to my Facebook banana group. You'll see photos of these and much more. You'll get to interact with other banana lovers. It's a no-brainer. Hope to see you there.